Hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Penn State Sports Night. I'm Lexy Leidlein alongside Austin Groft, and we're here to discuss how men's basketball is performing as they approach tougher opponents like Minnesota and Iowa in the coming weeks. Penn State basketball captured a big win this past Friday against the then 14th ranked Wisconsin, dropping the Badgers to number 19. What does the win mean to the Nittany Lions, Austin?
So for Penn State, this is now their third win at home. They're 3-1 at home for this season. And overall, as a win against Wisconsin, it's now their second ranked win. And if they keep performing like they have been in the past couple of games here, I think they're going to be able to string together a nice little stretch and possibly even make a reason for why they should be in March Madness. Now, they got a bit easier schedule here. They play Wisconsin again tomorrow, or Tuesday night. So they're going to go on a stretch where they play Maryland and Purdue, which are all winnable games. So if they continue the energy and enthusiasm that they had against Wisconsin, I think they can give a case and a reason why they should be in March Madness.
Yeah, I think the win against Wisconsin was a really big confidence booster. I mean, it dropped Wisconsin down, and they're playing them again on Tuesday. So I think it'll be really interesting to see how the team performs in away as opposed to a home game. Starter Seth Lundy only scored 2 points in the Wisconsin game. How can he improve, and why did he have such a rough game?
See, I think he had a rough game just because the previous game he went off and had a great game, and Wisconsin scouted him. They understood how he plays, and he's also really young. Like, he's still got a lot to prove. He's only a sophomore, and for him to be scoring over 20 points in multiple games this season, that's great for him. But thankfully for Penn State, they also have many other guys who can go out there and score 20 points. So Seth just needs to understand that it wasn't his night, and he needs to find out another way to provide for his team and find what his role is. And maybe it's as simple as just getting a layup or getting a simple bucket to get himself going, and he can't get frustrated. When he's getting frustrated and he's not making shots, he's got to find other ways to help out his team.
Yeah, I agree. Seth Lundy had a rough night against Wisconsin, but he's one of those players who can bounce back pretty easily. I mean, I think he'll do really well on Tuesday. Also, you said there's a lot of players on the team who can score, players that can come off the bench. Who do you think plays an important role, and who do you think is the unsung hero on the team?
Yeah, looking at Penn State, they call him the king of Delco County, John Hara. He's the only factor in the paint for this Penn State team, and that's why I think he's so important, because depending on how he plays can determine if Penn State's going to win or lose. And at the end of the day, it comes down to how he performs. He scored 17 points and 15 points in 2 back-to-back games now. And when he's performing like that, it's going to make Penn State look like a better team, because when he's scoring and he's a threat in the paint, it opens up the entire offense for the perimeter team, for shooters like Lundy and Brockington and Myron Jones to all hit threes. And when John's performing well and he's playing defense, he's getting rebounds, it's going to be hard for any team to beat Penn State.
Yeah, I agree. And Wisconsin being number 14, now being downgraded to number 19 after this loss. So Penn State has now beaten 2 top 15 teams. How will this build their resume with a shot for March Madness?
You know, the problem with Penn State is that they struggle in close games, like near the end, and it was nice to see them finally get a win against Wisconsin when they were winning there. So if they continue to execute at the end of the game, which they did against Wisconsin, I think they're going to be able to contend with any team in the Big Ten. The Big Ten is up for grabs. I think any team can beat any team on any given night. So as long as they continue to learn from their mistakes, like the beginning of the season when they lost that close game to Seton Hall, they lost to Michigan in a close game, and those easily could have been wins. And if they turn those games into wins, they could very easily be 9-4 right now. But since they didn't execute and they didn't take care of the ball and they didn't value the possession, that's why they lost those games there. So if they continue to learn from their mistakes and understand how important the time and possession is at the end of the game, then I think that they can string together some wins here and go on a big stretch and possibly maybe end the season 13-9, 12-10, above 500.
Yeah, I mean, right now Penn State is 6-7, and they had really poor performances in the second half and the beginning of the season. I mean, I liked how they played against Virginia Tech, and I think the team could do really great things if they used that performance against Virginia Tech like they did in Wisconsin and used it in the future as well. Penn State men's basketball will face Wisconsin again this Tuesday night in Madison, tipping off at 8:30 p.m. That's all we have for this edition of Penn State Sports Night. For Austin Groff, I'm Lexy Leidlein. Thanks for watching, and have a great night. Thank you for watching this edition of Penn State Sports Night. If you're a fan of our content, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more clips. Also, follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action. For all my colleagues, we are Penn State Sports Night.